Hello, my name is Eric Roeder. I work in business development for Codilation. We're a team of website developers, software engineers, and just overall super nerds. We develop apps and websites in the obvious technology hub that is Fargo, North Dakota. That summary of my life sounds dreadful to most of the world, but I absolutely love my community and I love my job. Every week I meet incredible people who are absolutely inspiring. They have new business ideas or are spearheading giant projects to make our community better, or just are smarter than me and have great professional knowledge to share. I thought it would be relatively selfish to keep all of this information to myself, so I decided to start a little talk show. Welcome to my office.
My guest this week is Kyle Reedstrom. He's a realtor at Hatch Realty, and he's also an author. His book talks about goal setting, and with the new year quickly approaching, I thought it would be good to have him kind of come out and chat a little about goal setting this week. Welcome, Internet. I'm here with my glorious friend, Kyle Reedstrom. I'm really excited to have you on the show.
Excited to be here, man. This is good.
We always have all sorts of stuff to talk about, but we'll start with a little softball question. Kyle, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, the easy one right away. Okay, Kyle Reedstrom. Middle name's David. My dream would be to host SNL someday.
Gee.
Oh, I don't know if you wanted this stuff on there, but okay.
Yes.
No. Real estate agent, Fargo, North Dakota. Hatch Realty's the company I work for. Been there for a while now, and just I get to go around the community, help people buy and sell homes, meet interesting people for coffee like Eric. Well, not coffee, tacos is what we do.
There's more. There's tacos later.
We've made it to the level of tacos as our
taco
because we get like 90 minutes. Then last one maybe was like 2-hour taco lunch, but
phenomenal.
It is good. But, so yeah, that's my day job. I have a wife, Haley, 2 dogs, Piper and Gracie. We live
and they're
a little
adorable based on the internet.
That's right. Yes, that's mainly my my social media feed.
Yeah.
And then we live just outside of town on 4 acres, and we're loving it.
Yeah.
So life is good.
Life is good. So on top of your madness and your dogs and your wife and your real estate stuff, you decide I'm just going to write a book. Can you tell us a little bit about this book?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, Master Your Sphere. Here, I even brought a copy.
See, and I have mine.
Hey, there's the dogs, too.
Mine was hidden under Yoda.
Yeah, I
feel
pretty official. Especially because that's like old Yoda. This new Mandalorian series has like baby Yoda in our lives.
I haven't checked it out yet because I have to wait until I can binge watch it. But I appreciate old Yoda.
Yes. So yeah, I wrote a book, Master Your Sphere. The entire goal was, hey, there's a lot of us that do sales. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of us that are constantly trying to create business. And with that, we want to create stability in our lives because us salespeople don't always have a guaranteed income every month.
No.
And so this was some kind of a tactical way to create some strategies around creating a consistent business so you don't have to ride the roller coaster all the time.
Like I said, you're surfing the waves instead of like drowning in them.
Yes, yeah, because the waves come and then there's a low part of every one. So this kind of came from some stuff that we've done at Hatch with the sales team there, and then we just kind of put it on paper. It's very intentional. It makes you do things. I like books that make you do things.
Right, I am an action man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Implement. The big quote is, education without implementation is just entertainment. That's my favorite quote.
Oh, yeah.
And so we need to take things that we learn, and then we need to implement them to improve our lives.
Yes. And so you came out with like March-ish?
April. It was April.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I said, I'm super proud of you. Good job. You wrote a book. I want to have you on the show, but I don't want to talk to you until I've actually read it. So here we are, like a week before Jesus' birthday. But I did action, and I took action, and I did it. And a lot of people are talking New Year's resolutions. Kyle, what are some of your goals for 2020, and how are you going to kind of implement some of the tactics in your book to reach some of these unobtainable, I'm going to lose 50 pounds this year. Mm-hmm. They're just not realistic when you make a yearly goal, I feel like.
Yeah. And I'm going to try to avoid getting super buzzwordy because that's what happens here. Yes. But, okay, we're in the season at the end of the year, kind of like to eat some Christmas cookies, take a little, but then we hit January and it's like go time. And so somebody asked me one time, or it was somebody said this phrase, and it was, how do you eat an elephant?
Mm-hmm.
And that is an interesting question to be asked, because I don't think we should be eating elephants. But if you had to answer, you would say one bite at a time.
Mm-hmm.
You would never be able to just chow down on the entire thing, because it'd be a lot of food.
That would be
sometimes we try to do stuff like that.
Interesting day for me.
Yes. Don't get any ideas.
So
right,
many
Eric?
elephant tacos.
Anyway, save the elephants. Don't eat them. Anyway, the whole concept is you have to start. You have to start, and you have to start with one bite. And so I talk a lot about that in the book. And my goals often revolve around doing the smallest version of a successful, I would say, prototype of the big goal. And so, like, for you, I mean, the one thing I love in the book, and I've gotten great feedback on, was the 10-page a day rule. And it's not that you have to read 10 pages a day. It's that you can only read 10 pages per day. And the idea is that you did it 5 days in a row, because it's so manageable that you create momentum.
Mm-hmm.
And momentum is one of the most abused. I wouldn't say abused. It's the most the biggest thing people don't utilize in their life. It's such a powerful thing. We got to figure out ways to create momentum in little places, because other things happen when that's going on.
Wow.
There you go. Yoda sent me that earlier.
Yeah, I just like your brain and how it works. And like every time we chat, I get a little more. Momentum's the big one. And I've taken your big 10, like the next 10 people that you write check. Like that's my big board.
Yeah, yep.
And that in my sales world, it's like we got to focus on these people this month and change it when it changes. But that's how I've kind of implemented some of your book. But I made a little business chart talking about how much I enjoy our conversations.
Oh, man.
So this is how much I like lunch. And like riding solo, I still like tacos.
Okay.
And this is with someone with tacos. And like that's like 95%. Unless they're a jerk, I mean, I'm still going to enjoy it. And then tacos with you is the cat emoji.
Wow.
Like that's... And I assume
that is the cat with the
thing's-
hard eyes emoji.
Yeah. I
Wow.
use that for a lot of my communication.
Oh.
But that...
This is a good day right there.
Yeah.
After seeing those types of metrics, really make me feel like I've accomplished something
I'm
this year.
pretty sure cat emojis is a number.
It is.
It's a-
I actually have. I think it can be quantified.
So yeah, it's a quantifiable good.
Thank you.
That's what our lunches are. And so I've known you for years now, and you've known me for years now, and I've wanted to write a book for years. It's on my list.
That's right. It's
Like-
been on your list almost since I've known you too. So this is like where I headlock you. And
Oh
move the
man!
microphones.
So what advice do you have for anybody watching on getting a book written?
Yeah, so I've talked to, this has prompted a lot of conversations of people that have ideas for books.
Mm-hmm.
And then the thing is that we do with books often is we kind of put the authors on a pedestal. And so one piece of advice is start reaching out to the authors that you like, because they actually will respond to you. I do it a lot, and they will like email you back. Sometimes it takes a little time. I've even had
Kyle, you're really slow at emailing.
Yeah. Okay, it'll take some time, all
Okay.
right? But they will get back to you, and I've even had phone conversations with some of my favorites. So that's a really cool inspiration piece. But again, I go back to people that have something inside. A lot of people actually have stuff written down.
Mm-hmm.
And the way the structure works out, it's not this unbearable amount of literature or Word document that's 1 million pages long.
Mm-hmm.
It's oftentimes, the biggest thing my editor showed me was a book is just 12 main ideas broken down to 12 sub ideas in each one, and then a little paragraph for each sub idea, right? So like you just break it down,
So the basic principles of your book.
Or how you write a book.
How you write a book.
Yeah, read the book to write a book, right?
And I wanted to read more books, because like I didn't read books back when we met.
Mhm.
And I was like, I feel like a poser if I don't at least read some books before I write one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I read a book now. I should probably get on it.
yeah. And I mean, I think if you get stuck, the way we get stuck is the filler words, the filler ideas. It's go for the main thoughts.
Sure.
You always have the main headlines, and then as you break those main headlines into maybe not 12 but 5, 6, you start to create the outline. It's like a book report. We've all done a 20-page book report, sadly, in our scholastic careers.
Yeah.
So we've actually all written a book. It just never got all covered and pretty and sent out.
Okay, so step one.
Laid underneath Yoda's feet.
12 things.
That's right.
I like it. So each week we kind of ask our guests this question, and I know you have a lot going on in your world right now, but is there anything our audience can do to help you?
Okay, yes, that's always a kind of a humbling question.
Mm-hmm.
I think in the theme of the book, it's been really fun to get it in people's hands and then actually for people to read it. So thank you.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can find the book on www.masteryoursphere.com. Do people do the W's before websites
we'll
anymore?
Just put a link.
I could do Master Your
Madison
Sphere.
will put the things in the stuff because I have someone to handle the back end.
Yes,
things now.
yes. And masteryoursphere.com is where you can pick it up. And then on that site, there's a lot of other information that can be helpful. So for someone to go check out that site, there's some discounts going on. It's super cool. It's super fun to get feedback for people that have actually written it.
Sure.
And then hear people that have implemented something. Like you said, you're 10. I mean, sometimes people take the idea further than I even meant. And that's what I see in what you're doing, which is pretty cool. Like, you're going to be teaching it back to me now.
Well, we've had some pretty similar thoughts, and it's just good to talk with someone who's on the same weird sales brain.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
You're not on a weird island like, I think I should be doing this. You're like, well, I wrote it in a book.
It's like the beautiful mess that we're both in.
Yes.
But we're like slowly conquering it over time. I love it.
I love it. So you're in the Nerdatorium, and you can't come here and not get a nerd question.
Yes.
So Rise of Skywalker will be out when this episode airs.
That's right.
Who in the Star Wars universe is most like your personality?
Okay. I'm a big Star Wars fan, and for anybody that hasn't got into Star Wars, I mean, it's almost unthinkable for
it is what it is.
You know? Anyway, I'm big on this new Mandalorian thing. Like, I did watch it a little bit, and like, I mean, he's a bounty hunter, and that's kind of like, that's
kind of like sales.
That's right. He's going out, getting his targets,
right.
Getting the job done.
I bet he's got a big board with 10.
He rides the roller coaster, He has his 10. I think it really plays in well. So you can just put a helmet on me, and I get the cool voice thing that Star Wars people get. I'm the Mandalorian. Or a Mandalorian.
Yeah. And
part of the guild.
When I play, I'm just not like the Mandalorians when I played in video games and in different things, but I get that end of it. And so and I take a test every time. I say, who's your Star Wars character? So according to Briggs Meyer, I stand on the line between Qui-Gon Jinn and Padme. And I kind of agree with that. And I was like, we better not teach this guy. I'm like, no, I'm just going to do my thing. Jedi Council.
Yeah.
I'm going to go be me. And that's, I love it. So yeah, nerd topics usually mean we should probably start wrapping up the show.
All right.
Is there anything else you wanted to chat about?
Yes, there is. Okay, so first off, Eric, love the show.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a lot of your episodes, if not all of them. Maybe there's some that fell between the cracks.
You're such a fangirl.
I think yes. I think I can be your woo girl. I think what you're doing is awesome. I think this is a really cool way to highlight a lot of awesome people in the community. That's what I've seen the most.
I want a platform for people that I like to talk on.
Yes, and I see things like you get into some different depth of different topics that aren't being covered, and I think that's awesome. So I wanted to affirm you. I think that's awesome. And with the theme of the book, I think it's interesting how a lot of people want like authors to sign, and I don't ever consider myself an author because that's a funny word.
Right.
But they want people to sign the book that they wrote, right? So in the name of that being a little silly, I think it would be cool, since I'm a big fan of the show, if you signed a book today.
Okay.
And then you have to put a little quirky phrase like you always do in everything.
Oh, I don't know. Do I gotta be goofy?
Yes, you have to be.
Give it a
I'm
shot.
gonna force you to be.
Give it a shot.
And so you got to put a little phrase like they do.
Yep.
Signed, a secret phrase from the host himself.
Jeez.
And then we'll give away a book to somebody that likes or shares or comments, or Eric will decide what's going on.
Yeah, we'll get on that. We'll get our analytics team to figure something out.
Statistically choose who.
I like that. I got my pen. I will have to wait.
Yeah.
Because this was dropped on me, and I didn't know I had to be quirky.
Yeah, you do have to be quirky.
So I want to figure something
Somebody's
out
going to
with
see
that.
your quirky message, so you don't know who yet. So
Yeah.
you'll probably speak in some sort of code or something.
Some sort of
We'll
codulation is kind of,
yeah.
I'm going to make this one. We're going to do it in JavaScript. I don't know how to do JavaScript, but we hate it. I guess that's what my nerds say. It's obnoxious to work in. Anyway, thank you for coming out here. Thanks for being awesome. Let's make 2020 a better year for everybody and make some good goals, everybody. Have a Merry Christmas.
I love it. Merry Christmas.
I like that. Let's hope that this was rolling. Yay!
That would have been really great if we just wouldn't hit the button.
That's happened.
That's happened.
That's happened.
That's happened.